I'll tell you, Joe, it can never, ever come down to taking self-responsibility.
Well, yeah. Well, unfortunately, I think what we've seen is since the 1960s, this experiment our society has essentially run on black people, they're now expanding to people of all races.
Yeah.
And it's the severing of actions and behavior from consequences and rewards. So that if you behave in a way that's pathological to yourself, the consequences used to be pretty obvious, that you suffered and the people around you suffered, so the
Right.
people around you told you to get your shit together.
Yeah.
But what we've done now is we've completely disconnected that. Just as we've disconnected the idea that if you are disciplined, delay gratification and go to work, you will be more likely to thrive than if you didn't do those things. So
Yeah.
we've severed those connections, and that's why you have people saying, you need to compensate me even though I've done nothing to earn that, and you have done nothing to be in my debt. So
Right.
once you disconnect those things, then you can live in a world where nothing makes sense anymore, because there's nothing. That's why I know I always bring it up, but that Nature is Metal channel on Instagram, to me, that is the purest example of what life is really like.
That's real life. Yeah.
Real life is a constant hustle to get some food in you without getting eaten and squirt out your DNA before you shuffle off this mortal coil. That's what life really is like. So life really is a wasp that injects its larva into a cockroach and they eat their way out and the thing can't. That's life. Life is not like, oh, but my feelings were hurt because I was not adequately celebrated for my purple hair and my, my
Right.
48-inch waist. It's like, well, no.
Yeah.
You would die without the almost magical intervention that Western civilization has created over the past 100 years.
Yeah.
And without that, well, we're gonna fucking find out, baby. We're gonna find out.
People seem to be looking forward to that. I mean, there's this celebration with every statistic that comes out that sees that Western civilization is on the downswing, and that certain races are not procreating at the rate of other races, and it really is this celebration of pending suicide.
Yeah.
It's just I'm sorry. You look at history, and what it shows is that the minds and bodies of Western civilization have built an amazing thing here on this society.
Yeah. There's never been a better time to be a human being across the world.
Yeah.
Now, I used to joke that we have fat, poor people. That's never existed anywhere else in the animal kingdom.
Yeah.
That you could even have the opportunity to gain weight, to become obese. And we have fat, poor people.
Poor people.
Fat, rich people. What was that? Maybe only within the past couple 100 years you had a few of those.
Yeah.
And now we have fat, poor people. So we won, and now we have to go through these cycles of, hard times, soft men's, and you have to go through these things. And I like reading about history, and
Oh, yeah.
I was watching, it was this interactive map of empires that have ruled the world. And we forget for a while, Poland was king shit in Europe.
Yeah.
Sweden was running the show for a while. And if you lived during those times, you never thought like, well, 150 years to be different. Like you didn't look at it that way, because everybody thinks their moment in history is the moment in history.
Right.
Take a look at the fucking Mongols. The Mongols ruled the world. And how did they do that? Because they knew how to shoot an arrow when they were on a horse. That was what did it for them. And because, Genghis Khan was prepared to jizz inside as many women as he possibly could. Now, you tell me a better system we've come up with than an arrow from a horse and jizzing in as many women as possible. It worked. It worked for fucking thousands of years.
Thousands of years.
And people think like, it's not even 100 years, the things that we take for granted.
Yeah.
Kings didn't have toilets.
And just the relative youth of this country, of the United States. There does seem to be this amazing thought that it just can't end. Like America
this is the natural state.
It can't end. And it's like, no, odds dictate it will end.
Yeah.
That's how shit works. It time goes on and something else comes along, and or like the Roman Empire, it's eaten from within, and it just disappears off the face of the earth. I don't think you ever see from prosperity to conclusion in a single lifetime.
Yeah.
I think a lot of lifetimes are in between the pinnacle of an empire and its demise. So, people that are alive now going, oh my God, America's going to be dead in, 10 years or something. I don't think you're going to be around to see it.
Yeah.
But, steady decline. It does happen. It's happened. Those I love watching those interactive maps that are time lapsed.
Yeah.
You
see the power
you see
shift.
like an empire go, and then the color sweeps across, and then goes, whoa, swings back again, and you're like, holy fuck, that was a couple of hundred of maybe even 1,000 years, but the bottom line is it happened. That
So if you look at that and you think, what's the commonality in one empire replacing another? And I think a lot of times it's the new guys wanted it more.
New guys.
He didn't have as much to lose. Look, take a look at the Taliban.
Yeah.
What do they have to lose? Their life sucks, and they're cool with that.
Yeah.
Look how simple their lives are. If you're in the Taliban, your life is pretty much try to live, get a woman to do whatever the fuck you tell her to do. As many as do whatever you want to do there, and serve God by fighting infidels. So you really only have 3 things to worry about.
That's it.
So what are you gonna do? I was laughing when they showed the video of the Taliban in that guy's gym.
Oh yeah.
And how funny it must seem to them, the idea of, work out and stay. They're like mountain people walking around in sandals, and you see like they're 30 years old. The guy looks like he's 70. So to him, the idea of, but I need to stay in shape and burn off calories, or my lats need work. Like to them,
right?
What are you talking? Yeah, here you go.
Yeah. Look at him on the elliptical. It's like what?
It's a big joke.
Yeah, he's going backwards on it.
And look at these
Is there a way
laughing.
we can put a homosexual's head in here and smash? Like they're just trying to think of ways to hurt people.
It's like, wow, my stamina for goat fucking is really.
It's a joke to them. Like, look at this. What is this? And then they burnt it. Like they just
have
burnt
no
the
use for this
place down. They got no use for it. Bumper cars, the same thing. Look at this. What is this? Fun? They call it fun? I don't know. I have fun shooting people in the head that are against Allah. And then they burnt this place down too. They have a little fun, they check it out, and then they light a match.
That's actually from Adventureland on Long Island.
Was that Adventureland? I thought it looked familiar. I remember my dad taking me there on the weekends when he had custody of us.
With his AK-47.
Right, with his AK, and we.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, look at their life. They're not distracted by misgendering somebody or something like that. Like, oh man, I feel bad that I didn't call somebody by their preferred pronoun.
They don't give a fuck. Yeah. I didn't see one obese motherfucker in there either.
That's for sure.
You didn't see that. Here they are on swan boats.
Yeah.
This is the Navy.
Yeah.
Taliban Navy.
Nice romantic place to take out your harem of 10-year-old dancing
10-year-olds. Takes his child bride out into the lake. That looks nice.
Yeah, you know what? They'll throw a bar of soap near that water, and they'll head for those hills.
Oh yeah, the water looks pretty nice. Where that is.
I imagine Afghanistan has a lot of great natural beauty.
Yeah. Look at him with this nice fucking American weapon and optic. He's got a nice fucking.
Here's some positive news though. I was talking to somebody who served in Afghanistan, and he said, "Don't worry," he says, all our stuff falls apart in a couple of years. He says it's not like an AK-47 where you can use it to hammer nails and then another part fits right in. Because he said the Blackhawks, he says these guys can't read. They're gonna fucking service a Black Hawk helicopter.
Yeah. They got one off the ground with a guy hanging from it, which I was pretty impressed with, quite frankly. But yeah, the maintenance on all that equipment is a job in itself. And I can't see one of these guys turning a wrench underneath a Humvee to
exactly.
change an oil filter or something.
It's got that little thing you plug into your car that gives you the codes.
Yeah.
Like,
It pops up. Oh, this will not pass emissions.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
You're checking your fluids.
Yeah.
You're not monitoring your fluids.
Yeah, they'd rather just use the dipstick to beat an infidel. Yeah, that is something that within a couple of years, I think they're going to have a hard time using any of that equipment. Parts, they get no new parts. So, but who knows with Biden? He might ship new parts over there.
Accidentally.
Humanitarian project.
Here's some rotors for your Blackhawk.
Yeah.